Thank you, Christina, and all new here tonight. Happy driving, Kentuckiana. Just in time for the big holiday traffic rush, we learned tonight that eastbound I64 is finished early and reopening at 6 in the morning. That means the great I64 repaving project is over. And in this drone video, the eastbound lanes are on the left side of your screen when you see them here as we go over the tunnels. They were closed for the past 2 weeks while crews worked on the section for the first time since 2001. Again, eastbound on the left of your screen here. The project included resurfacing and replacing guardrails, repairing the cable barriers in the median, removing the concrete pavement from the Cochran Hill tunnels and replacing it with asphalt, plus improving all of the exit and entrance ramps. Now let's take a live look tonight. The eastbound lanes are those dark lanes on the left side of your screen. You see traffic moving on the right side of your screen. Those are the westbound lanes into the cities. Eastbound still closed as crews are gathering up the last of the cones and clearing the road in preparation for the grand reopening at 6 a.m. tomorrow. It's smooth sailing soon to be on I-64 east and westbound. Drive safely and watch your speed. Tonight, Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg is once again backing Metro Police after body camera video was released today. It shows the deadly encounter after a man allegedly tried to carjack an undercover LMPD detective. WHAS11 19's Taylor Woods has been going through the video frame by frame. Taylor?
Well, Doug, the video may be disturbing to some. It shows the moments leading up to the fatal shooting by the LMPD detective of Mark Jaggers Jr., who approaches the undercover car with a gun in his hand and opens the door.
Sitting in the driver's seat is undercover Louisville Metro Police Detective Matt Hayden when an armed Mark Jaggers Jr. approaches his vehicle wearing a black mask and opens the door.
Police! Give me your hand!
Detective Hayden calls for more officer backup after he says he almost got robbed.
Send somebody back here. I just tried to get robbed.
You can also hear Jaggers Jr. respond to him while laying in the grass.
I wasn't gonna rob you.
Seconds after the shooting, Jaggers' girlfriend pulls up in a car off to the side.
Did you just shoot my baby daddy? Did you shoot my
Get on the main channel.
Detective Hayden tells her to stay back. Another officer arrives and continues to tell Jaggers Jr. girlfriend to stand to the side while they give him medical aid. Watch again. This is how it plays out in slow motion. You can see Jaggers approach the car. State police say he opens the car door and points a firearm towards the officer. Kentucky State Police investigators circled the weapon in this view. Today, Mark Jaggers Sr. told us on the phone he still believes his son wasn't trying to carjack the officer. And here's what he said to WHAS11 a week ago.
I don't know why he would have his gun out to run up to that car unless he... But I know he didn't know he didn't think nobody was in that car. I know that for a fact. I know my boy.
We also asked Mayor Craig Greenberg last week about the shooting involving Detective Hayden, and he backed LMPD.
In this situation, as I understand the facts, the officer acted appropriately, heroically, bravely, and rapidly in response to someone trying to carjack his car while he was in the line of duty, seeking to get a fugitive that was wanted for other shooting crimes in our city.
Today, Mayor Greenberg released a statement saying, quote, anytime a person loses their life like this, it is a tragedy. In this case, it is clear from the video that the officer was protecting his own life from an armed assailant. He quickly called for help, rendered aid, and made sure to record the entire encounter by activating his body-worn camera. Jaggers' funeral service was held last Sunday.
Now, we looked into the criminal record of Mark Jaggers Jr. and found an arrest citation from December 27, 2022, where he had been stopped by police in Lanham Park with a bag of marijuana. His 45-day sentence was suspended and he was placed on probation for 2 years. In studio tonight, Taylor Woods, WHAS 11 Night Team on your side.
Taylor, thank you very much. A Louisville woman charged with stabbing her 6-year-old son and her sister appeared in court today. 28-year-old Sequoia Porter is being held on a bond of $1 million. The stabbing happened on yesterday morning on Bruns Drive near PRP. Officers believe there was a fight between Sequoia Porter and her sister. Porter then allegedly stabbed her 6-year-old son and her sister several times. The judge today reading from the police report saying Porter's 9-year-old daughter was also interviewed.
During a forensic interview, Sequoia Porter's 9-year-old daughter advised Ms. Porter held 6-year-old victim over third-floor balcony railing while saying, "Die, demon."
LMPD hours after the shooting. Porter later attempted an escape in the jail holding cell at Metro Corrections while she was being booked, slipping out of her handcuffs, but was quickly arrested on Liberty Street downtown right near 6. Today, a heartfelt but emotional reunion as LMPD officers reunited with a woman they helped save from the mass shooting at Old National Bank on April 10th. Dallas Schwartz, an Old National employee, was one of the first people shot after another bank employee opened fire inside the bank that morning, killing 5 and injuring 8 more. In a post on LMPD's Facebook page, they say despite bleeding profusely, Schwartz managed to escape into a bathroom stall on the first floor of the bank. She made a makeshift tourniquet using her scarf and called 911 and then called her family. After the 25-year-old gunman was killed, LMPD searched the bank room by room and eventually found Schwartz hiding in the bathroom stall. Today, Schwartz was reunited with the officers who helped save her life, sitting with them for nearly an hour, sharing their stories. A father is in jail after his 1-year-old daughter died from fentanyl. It's a tragic story we brought you earlier on WHAS 11 News. We've learned that 1-year-old Cameron Faye died from fentanyl intoxication on April 6, just days after her first birthday. She was staying at her father's house, Christopher Van Meter, in Mount Washington. Cameron's mom says Van Meter struggled with drug addiction. Van Meter was arrested just yesterday, charged with manslaughter, trafficking controlled substances, and wanton endangerment. Cameron's loved ones are hoping for a harsh sentence. They say no amount of time will be enough.
You took a baby. You took my baby. You took her life. I just don't feel like you can take a baby's life and then you get out and live yours.
According to the overdose report for 2022, more than 5 kids up to 14 years old have overdosed in Kentucky. If you know or someone you know is struggling with addiction, there are resources for you. You can call the number on your screen, 1-800-662-4357 for the National Addiction Hotline. They will connect you with help immediately. Bullitt County is now part of a federal program to help them fight the drug epidemic. Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell made the announcement in Shepherdsville today. Now Bullitt County is officially considered part of the Appalachia high-intensity drug trafficking area. This means federal funding for equipment, technology, and resources for local law enforcement. McConnell said it gives officers a fighting chance at cutting off illicit drugs from coming into the county. Last year, Kentucky surpassed 2,000 drug overdose deaths for the first time. Tonight, WHAS 11 News has learned that plans to eventually build a co-op grocery in the Smoketown neighborhood are now the center of concerns by the mayor after the Metro Council approved money for it during the Fisher administration. WHAS 11 Night Team's Connor Steffen and photojournalist Ian Hardwitt also report that millions proposed to lure a downtown supermarket are no longer in the city's budget.
In Smoketown, the closest thing neighbors have to a grocery store is this Kroger van that stops by for 3 hours every other week.
So you have to make that. There's nothing. No restaurants either, but there's so many things that could happen.
Amy Overly sees potential for her home in Smoketown.
And everyone's really enthusiastic about making the neighborhood better.
But worries others continue to overlook the area, commonly referred to as a food desert.
It's just frustrating because it could be put to so many good uses, and there's so many things that are missing in Smoketown.
We need to put even more focus and energy into finding solutions.
Leaders were poised to take action in this latest budget, setting aside $6 million for grocery store subsidies downtown and in surrounding areas. That money has since been cut from the final approved budget.
I think it's terrible, at least for our neighborhood and probably other neighborhoods like ours where there aren't grocery stores.
Metro Council President Marcus Winkler tells us it was a mutual decision between Mayor Craig Greenberg and Metro Council.
He basically said, we really need to figure out how to spend this previously allocated $3.5 million, and that's going to take us some time.
Originally, there was $3.5 million earmarked for Louisville Community Grocery in this space right here in Smoketown. At this time, we haven't been able to reach people with the co-op for comment. We do know that Mayor Craig Greenberg has shared his concerns over the project.
I think that was the original plan. My understanding is maybe that organization has had some challenges in terms of figuring out their strategy.
In a statement, a mayor spokesperson said our team is concerned about the progress of the project to date. With that said, our administration stands ready to help make the LCG a reality. As a community stakeholder in the co-op herself, Overly shares concern.
Yeah, I think there's a problem. I mean, it's been so long and nothing's happened.
As for bringing more grocery options to the vast food deserts in Louisville, Mayor Greenberg reaffirmed his commitment, saying we have discussed the possibility of revisiting this issue if specific opportunities present themselves during the fiscal year.
I think that the city's absolutely committed to finding an answer, but what we want to find is an answer that works and that'll be there, and not a grocery that opens and 6 months later closes, because then you haven't really solved anything.
As leaders work on solutions.
It's too bad. Because, I mean, it's a great opportunity to build a grocery store in Smoketown.
Some wonder if the grocery plan has checked out. In Louisville, Connor Steffen, the WHAS 1119, on your side.
The Louisville Zoo announced today that the 3-year-old elephant named Fitz has been diagnosed with a potentially deadly virus. The elephant care team at the zoo first noticed signs of the virus on Sunday when fellow elephant named Punch repeatedly placed her trunk in Fitz's mouth, which is abnormal behavior. A blood sample was sent to the Smithsonian Zoo, which confirmed the diagnosis yesterday.
As it stands right now, Fitz has to be treated multiple times per day. It is an exhaustive, intensive, and difficult process. This team, while sleep deprived, are working at a remarkable level to try to make sure that he gets the fluids and antiviral drugs that are so essential to help him fight this virus.
At this time, none of the other elephants are showing signs of infection. No other animals or the public are at risk from this virus.